Divine Vibrators, how are you all feeling today? I hope you are all having very fun with your weather across the globe. It's a different, strange weather at some of the parts of the globe. And here we are receiving a heavy downpour. And past week we had a heavy sunshine, but now receiving a heavy downpour seems so strange. Yet it is so amazing to be felt. Sending you all love and light. Become the light, be the light, share the light, and oneness with the light. Divine Vibrators. In today's occasion, in today's world, everyone wants to read the mind of the opponent. Even you and I try to read the mind of the opponent, whoever it may be a pet, maybe a human being, whether they are good or bad. We try to read the mind of the people in order to save a lot of issues brewing up. What if I tell you it's very easy to acquire such technique? But let me remind you one thing. You need to analyze your mind, first of all, what it says and what it acts. The mind is being programmed is always to protect you. No matter what you desire, no matter what you have disdain for, the mind always tries to protect you. For example, if a huge opportunity is placed in front of you now, worth $20 million, and if you are capable, you know that you are well capable of doing something, maybe in the business, in the career, or in the university, whatever. But your mind tries to capture you and allows you to make you sit down and think for a second, will this opportunity make me a higher one or a lower one? And finally, after making a good battle with your own mind, you will not take the huge opportunity. So what happened here? Even though you know you are well capable of doing that thing, maybe a good singer, maybe a good athlete, a huge sponsorship has arrived in front of you, and your mind tried to put you down, and you are not ready to take the opportunity, since there was a disclaimer called, if you ever try to fail this opportunity, all your career will be loosened down. So your mind will try to protect you by saying it, don't take this opportunity, since because you will lose all the career graph down. Now who is the biggest strength? Is it you or the mind? The mind is always, it's not like feeling the mind is always playing a vulnerable game. It may be a good sign, it may be a bad sign sometimes. It is you who have to analyze your mind. It is you who have to control your mind instead of tapping along with the mind. You should not be taken away by the mind. You should take away, not the mind should take away. You should take the decision and your mind should not take the decision. Let me repeat, you should take the decision, your mind should not take the decision. Because why? The mind is always being protective. That's how it's programming. It is doing what it has to be done, right? So don't keep quarreling with the mind. Instead, sit down and talk with your own mind. Why am I telling all these things? Why should I analyze my mind? If you want to read the people's mind in front of you, you should know how the mind is working. For that, I hope you are having a mind, right? So you should know how it works on you. Likewise, it works on with everyone. You will come to know that the opponent's mind always gives you so much of manipulated sentences. It never speaks the truth, just a 25% maybe. And that leads to the chaos moment. Once if you start reading all these things, you will be getting so much of downloads from the higher realm. And also, you need to practice if you have got an initiation, you need to get to practice in the right time, in the right amount of time. You need to be in that stage always. Yes, 247, you should be in that state. You can live in the 3D, but your mind, your spirit, your soul needs to be floating in that stage, in that higher realm. Why? Because all the gurus and the siddhas are residing in a superconscious level. And you being in a subconscious level, I mean the normal human beings in the 3 dimension, how can you access the superconscious level? They are floating in that realm. And if you are floating in the subconscious, how will you be able to float in that way? For them, mind reading is not a very good thing, or it's not a very big achievement for them, because it's like a star test for them. You will also come to the point when you attain that level, mind reading is no more a game, and it is no more a mandatory, or it is no more a desire to read the minds of the people. You will get bored. I promise that you will get bored. You will stop reading the mind of the people. Why? Because what you think you are coming to know, right? Then you will say, you will start to judge and so many things, etc., etc. So you will stop reading the mind. Now maybe you are in a urge, you have a desire to read the minds of the opponent. Okay, I can sort it out my issue if I know well before what they think. But eventually and gradually you will stop reading the mind of the people. And some things, if you really read the minds of the people, you will also be able to access their past life and their karmic coins and everything. You will start to read everything. It doesn't mean that you have to let it out, everything what you know about them. Certain things need to be hidden, is to be hidden. If you are really going to let out some truth that's about them, actually every download, every message, every information of an individual is stored inside them only. So you're going to access in that level, you will get all the information about them. If it is for their goodness, then you can let it out and tell them this is the right thing for you, don't go in this way. What if they were a killer in your past life, and if you are going to let it out, do you know that you were a killer in the last life? And now what are you doing? You have become a politician. Wow, what a beautiful drastic change. That makes no sense. 1, he is not going to believe you. 2, what's the gain for you? And 3, and if at all if he is going to believe you, then the same emotion that he is carrying, already he will be carrying if he is a killer, even though he is a politician. I'm remarking, I'm not talking about anyone. It's just for an example, for instance. If he knows or if he believes that yes, in the last life I was a killer and this life I'm being a politician, he will be having a certain emotional thoughts based on the past life too. Yes, everybody has, and why not that politician will have? And if he starts to progress in the same attitude in this life, he is not going to receive the moksha, that's another part, and he will be becoming the worst version in this life but again. And on the other side, you will be a point, because you are the one who let out that truth. For him, the destiny was different, and when you tell this truth, now the destiny is different, and it's like a loop, you know, it's a triangle loop, so it's not good for you. So always pay attention when you start reading the mind of the people and know the wisdom properly, and then get into the track. Always the blessings of our spiritual mentors is always essential, because they are the ones who know in which path should we progress, in which path is the right path, because there are so many paths, right? There's the right and the wrong path. So they knew which is the absolute path, and they will lead us in that way. So you always need a spiritual mentor, otherwise you will be lost in the roads. So divine vibrators, that's all about reading the mind of the people. Open ends. sending you all love and light, and all your manifestations are coming along the way. And we have got the full moon portal opening very soon. So we are very excited. It's a very funny, excited one, especially for relationships. This full moon portal is going to blow in the full blood. Have a beautiful portal this time. So I'm going to be the last month. This May full moon. It's a beautiful one to manifest anything you want in life, and all the opportunities are coming along the way. And you have to be in the present moment to grab all those opportunities and be grateful for what you have and for what you don't have, because the universe knows what you need rather than what you want. So share the light, become the light. The world is undergoing a beautiful monumental change, and you are responsible to share your light, because we all belong to the same light particle that we all came from. Oneness with the light.